Bonjour, moi je m'appelle Monsieur Jules, je suis professeur de français. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo où nous allons apprendre ensemble les modes et les temps. Vous allez me permettre d'utiliser le français et l'anglais pour que les étudiants anglophones me comprennent aussi facilement que possible. Now, as a learner of French as a foreign language, at times you would find yourself very frustrated in a class as the teacher begins to mention things that you've never heard before. For example, in the very first level, you would hear a teacher saying that French nouns are either masculine or feminine. Before you could even digest that, then another word is introduced, la conjugaison. And this is where many students begin to fear. This is because in the Anglophone countries, we rarely speak about conjugation. In fact, myself, I heard about conjugation a first time in a French class. And that's where I had it in French as conjugaison and learned that it's conjugation in English. In Kenya, we are a little bit advantaged because there is mnyambuliko wa vitenzi in Kiswahili, where you can now relate la conjugaison and mnyambuliko wa vitenzi, it's one and the same thing. But I don't know much about the other Anglophone countries. Now, before you can even conjugate a verb, there are other basic elements that you need to know. For example, there is something that we call le mode. And here I want you to get as a learner that it's le mode and not la mode. This word, if you would put it in the feminine form, it will acquire a different meaning altogether. La mode is all about fashion. And in the masculine form, le mode, then it is mood. Mood. There exist different moods, especially in French, les modes. And as a learner, you need to understand les modes before you can even go to les temps, tenses. So you need to understand that there are moods and there are tenses. The tenses are found inside the moods. So we need to first understand les modes. Very good. We have in total 7 moods. Nous avons 7 modes en total. 4 de ces modes sont les modes personnels and 3 are les modes impersonnels. The word personnel and impersonnel, I will define it in this way, that when we say that a mood is a personal mood, we mean that it can take the personal pronouns je, tu, il, elle, and the rest. And when it is impersonal, it means that it cannot take. Impersonnel, it means that it cannot take a person. These are the moods. Look at them. Les modes personnels sont 4. Nous avons l'indicatif, le conditionnel, le subjonctif et l'impératif. Avec les modes impersonnels, il y en a 3. We have 3 of them. We have infinitive, participe, and gérondif. In each of these moods, we have tenses. Now, let us look at indicative. With l'indicatif, it is a mood that is used to express an idea that you are sure of, something that you are sure and that is in the reality, dans la réalité. Ça, c'est pas important. Il y a 8 temps. There are 8 tenses under l'indicatif. And these tenses are, we have 4 simple tenses and 4 composed tenses. 4 temps simples et 4 temps composés. And under les temps simples, we have le présent. Remember that we are speaking about indicative. So we are going to say le présent de l'indicatif. Okay? So, le présent de l'indicatif, l'imparfait, le passé simple, and le futur simple. With les temps composés, we call them les temps composés because they will always have to have an auxiliary verb, either être or avoir, and the past participle form of the verb of interest. Now, these tenses are le passé composé, le pluscuparfait, le passé antérieur, and le futur antérieur. However, I want you to note that le passé simple and le passé antérieur are tenses that are used in the written work. You will never use it in the spoken language. Let us go to the next mood, which is le conditionnel. Le conditionnel is a mood that is used to express uncertainty or a condition or even form de politesse. Now, apart from that, we have the tenses under le conditionnel. There are only two. We have le conditionnel présent and le conditionnel passé. Le conditionnel passé is un temps composé, meaning that it has to take an auxiliary verb. From that, we get to le subjonctif. Le subjonctif is a mood that really gives us problems to understand, especially les anglophones. But think about it. It is not as difficult as we would want it to look. Only that it has so much to learn about it. I will talk about it in one of these videos. But what we need to know as at now is that le subjonctif is used to express le doute, le souhait, l'incertitude, une action qui est probable. It is also used with verbs that would express these particular emotions. Et c'est aussi employé avec quelques locutions, telles que il faut que, il est obligatoire que, il est indispensable que. And we shall see that as we'll be learning about le subjonctif in the other video. Now, which are the tenses under le subjonctif? Le subjonctif has 4 tenses. These 4 tenses are 2 are simple and 2 are composed. In the simple tenses, we have le subjonctif, le présent du subjonctif, l'imparfait. These are temps simple. And then in the temps composé, we have le passé and le plusquamparfait. Take note that l'imparfait du subjonctif and le plusquamparfait du subjonctif are tenses that are never used in the spoken French. They may be used in written, that is in literature work. And therefore, it should never be a bother if you don't know l'imparfait du subjonctif or le plusquamparfait du subjonctif. It should not be a bother. But if you know them, well and good. Let us get to the 4th mood, l'impératif. L'impératif is used when giving orders, when giving recommendation, or even advice. We have 2 tenses under l'impératif. We have l'impératif présent and passé. However, l'impératif passé is never used again, not even in the spoken, not in the written. It is we would say it is one of the tenses that is disappearing from the face of the earth. Let us now look at les 3 modes impersonnels. Les 3 modes impersonnels sont l'infinitif, le participe, and le gérondif. In my own preference, I would have preferred calling them les formes du verbe. But now, in grammar, they are categorized as les modes. Now, infinitive, with infinitive, we have infinitive présent and infinitive passé. Infinitive présent is l'infinitive classique, l'infinitive that we just use when we speak about manger, parler, descendre, prendre, un verbe à l'infinitif. L'infinitive présent. And then we have l'infinitive passé. If you're curious to know about l'infinitive passé, put it in the comment. We are going to do a video on l'infinitive passé very soon. Le participe. One of the uses of le participe is that it is used at times as an adjective. And participe also plays a major role in the conjugation of verbs in the other tenses. These are le participe présent and le participe passé. What is important for you is getting the form of participe présent, how is it formed, and le participe passé, how is it formed. They are very important in as far as French language is concerned. Participe présent and participe passé. Finally, we get to le gérondif. Le gérondif is used to show in most times la simultanéité, simultaneity of actions, or the cause. And here we have two tenses under law gerundive. We have le gerundive présent and passé. So as you may have noted, we have moods and we have tenses. Before you conjugate a verb, you need to know under which mood are you conjugating it. We have le présent de l'indicatif, we have le présent du conditionnel, we have le présent du subjonctif, and we also have le présent de l'impératif, and the rest. So you need to know which present tense are you using. Are you using le présent du subjonctif in this case, or are you going to use le présent de l'indicatif in this other one, or le présent du conditionnel in this other one? It is usually very important for you to get that. Merci beaucoup pour votre écoute, et si toujours vous aurez des questions, je vous demande de les déposer aux commentaires, comme ça nous allons voir ensemble, et n'hésitez pas à appuyer sur le like, aimer cette vidéo, et abonnez-vous sur la chaîne, et même appuyez sur la cloche, comme ça vous allez recevoir la notification ou les notifications à chaque instant que je mets une nouvelle vidéo ici en ligne. Merci beaucoup pour votre écoute et pour votre soutien. Au revoir et à la prochaine.